Yo, what's good, guys? Today we are back on Tap Farm Tycoon because yesterday you guys showed incredible amounts of support on that video, and for the most part every single one of you really enjoyed the game. Unfortunately, there was those handful of you that do play on console, which unfortunately I know that a lot of the games that I cover are really not available on console, and I apologize for that. It's just that I don't really play on console, so it's a little difficult for me to know if it is available or if it isn't. So I just wanted to go ahead and kind of apologize about that right off the start. But for the rest of you that went ahead and actually tried out the game, it seems like a lot of you really enjoyed it, and honestly, man, I don't blame you at all because I am having so much fun on this game right now. But anyways, man, let's just get right into this. As you can see from the title, yesterday I had the absolute pleasure to go ahead and meet two of the pretty much extremely end game players on this game, being Nelson as well as X Butterflies. Now if you take a look on the left hand side, I currently have 38.5 million XP and 314 million cash. So I think it's pretty safe to say, hey, this guy just crashed into me, and then he says, yo, what a savage. Anyways, like I was saying, so I went ahead and spoke to X Butterflies in private, and she was extremely nice enough to go ahead and share her layout with me, so that way I was able to go ahead and kind of copy it once I made it to that point. Now some of you probably already went ahead and saw it yesterday when I was kind of showcasing hers, but it was really difficult for me to kind of explain what was going on, mainly because I was extremely new to the game and I really didn't understand what was going on. But now, man, we are talking about a different person because I played this the entire night, which I know a lot of you probably joined me. Let me go ahead really quickly here and grab my plot because I literally just went ahead and joined this server. But yeah, I kind of just wanted to go ahead and make this follow-up video, not only to show you guys the layout so you can go ahead and use it yourself, because if I'm going to be completely honest, X Butterflies has such a massive lead on all of us. I don't really think it even matters at this point because I'm talking about she's got billions and billions of dollars, and so does Nelson. So if a leaderboard does get added into this game, they are 100% going to be dominating. So yeah, hopefully explaining this layout to you guys and also showing you it and how to set it all up and all that good stuff, it's going to help you guys out. On top of that, I've been seeing a lot of you ask me a bunch of different questions like, how are you able to ascend in the game? Because there isn't really an exact way that tells you how to do that, which if you notice over here on the right hand side, we do have a new option, but we'll go ahead and get into that just shortly because I more than likely will be ascending in this video, just because, like I said, I'm really enjoying the game and I definitely don't just want to AFK farm this. I want to start all over again and just keep the ball rolling and become more and more powerful. But anyways, let's go ahead now and turn my camera around, and yeah, I guess this is one of those moments where, you know, you guys comment and say, oh, Carbon did a little bit of farming off camera. Yeah, just a tad bit of farming, you know, nothing too crazy. Now if you guys remember in my video yesterday, I told you that the best crop in the game was more than likely going to be the chili pepper, which it was a little unfortunate because it was gold currency, which you kind of need to spend Robux in order to get, but it turns out that is not the case at all, which I do want to go ahead and say thank you to Nelson for pointing this out because, well, let me just show you guys really quickly. I'm going to make my way over to Claire's store and show you guys the seeds really quick. By the way, sorry to Thomas, I just kind of ran you over there, man. So coming into Claire's shop, if we switch on over to the special tab, click on the chili peppers, here it actually shows you how much money you're going to make from selling it, as well as how much you need to pay in order to put it down. So the chili pepper, we need $500 in order to actually plant it, and when it's sold, we are rewarded with $1,500. Now under that, you'll notice that there is this kind of watering canister and it says 1,000. Honestly, not 100% sure what that means because I'm still a little confused on how you actually keep track of that number on watering your actual crops. But yeah, I don't know. That part is a little confusing. I really don't know how to explain this. What I want to focus on right now is obviously how much you're going to be earning per sold crops. So like I mentioned before, the chili pepper sells for $1,500. But if we switch on over to plants, which these are the ones that you purchase with the in-game currency being XP, and we go ahead and scroll our way all the way to the bottom, you will see one called rhubarb. So let's go ahead and switch our menu over here on the left-hand side. And if you notice, rhubarb sells for $2,100, which if I'm not mistaken, I think Nelson said that's like a 20% increase. I'm terrible at math, so I'm just gonna go with that. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But if you notice, we do have to pay $750 to go ahead and plant this, and it does require 750 more water, whatever exactly that means. So moral of the story is the best crop in the game indeed is for in-game currency and not for Robux, but the chili pepper is a great way to get a head start if you're able to go ahead and afford it. Also, another thing, some of you were asking that if you purchase the chili pepper, do I have to purchase it every single time in order to place it in in my floor. No, you just have to buy it one time. And like I mentioned in my previous video, kind of like a blueprint. So the only thing that you'll need to pay every single time that you put down one of the chili peppers is $500 in game. Now, if you notice, for the most part, every single second or so, this entire setup is making me money. So it is working absolutely incredible. And again, I do want to give a huge shout out to X Butterflies. She definitely came in as a savior with going ahead and sharing this with us. But if we go ahead and take a look, this is very self-explanatory. There's nothing really too confusing about this setup. The only part that I could imagine that someone would probably get confused is this section right here. And I'll more or less go ahead and break that down for you guys. Now, the best way to go ahead and build this, because obviously all of you are going to have plots in different locations, is by using your sign as a reference point. Only one side of your entire plot is going to have 2 rows of the hose irrigation. I believe that's the name of these, but these are the highest mark ones that you can get. If I'm not mistaken, I think they're Mark II hose irrigations. Once you've placed down both of those rows, just go ahead and leave 2 spaces, and now you're going to get started on placing down all of the other machinery that is kind of just going to be a rinse and repeat over and over again until you make it to the very end. But let's kind of just focus on these first 3 right here, because this is the entire pattern for pretty much the entire row all the way to the end. So the first one is going to be your highest tier, which I believe in the game it is called a Mark III harvester. Then after that, you're going to put the auto planter, which again, this one is a Mark II, and then you will place a hose irrigation one right after that. And this will go ahead and repeat over and over again until you make it to the very end of your plot. Then after that, of course, you're going to place another row of the hose irrigation and do the same exact thing, like I said, all the way to the very end. Nothing too complicated, but man, is this a huge money maker. Also, make sure that you do not forget that you click on each one of your individual planters and you make sure that they are planting rhubarb. This may or may not have been a mistake that I kind of made in the beginning myself, because I didn't really realize it, and I was kind of making carrots for like probably an hour or so. But yeah, we kind of go ahead and explore around here. For the most part, a lot of people are starting to pick up on this layout and are doing the exact same thing. So it's really, really cool. And there even is a handful of people that are kind of putting their own twist into it, because obviously they're not capable of purchasing the most expensive stuff at the current position that they are in the game. Over here, we have Mr. Bad Bunny's plot, and he's also running the same exact layout. It's definitely really cool, man. And I'm so happy that everyone is actually enjoying the game as much as I am. And again, it looks like they have some really crazy things planned for this game in the future. I mean, they have vehicles listed, they have houses, which should be a little bit crazy, especially since there's a very high possibility we might be able to even customize our houses, which that would be super cool, man. But let's go ahead now and get into the ascensions. So a lot of you were a little confused, and I'm not even gonna lie, so was I a little bit, on how exactly you were able to do an ascension. And it's actually extremely simple. Once the moment that you hit 1 million cash, you will be given the option to go ahead and ascend. Now, there is something extremely important that you want to keep in mind before you do this though. If I was to go ahead and have $1 million and I ascended, I would only be receiving 1 ascension token. If we click over here on the kind of like golden star, this is what you will go ahead and spend all of your ascension tokens on. If you notice on the right hand side, each one of them have different prices. Now, let's say that you decided to not go ahead and ascend when you hit $1 million and instead you waited until 3 million. Well, that means that when you do ascend, you will be given 3 ascension tokens. So at the current state that I'm in, I should technically receive 320 tokens, which would mean I could kind of buy a decent amount of things. I mean, nothing really too crazy. A lot of the stuff gets super expensive. Like for instance, extra earnings 5 is 1,000 ascension points, which is kind of wild, man. You would need like $1 billion in order to be able to do that. But let me go ahead and open up this menu so you can take a look. It says, congratulations, you've earned over $1 million. You can now ascend and get permanent buffs on all your future farming. Ascending means you lose all money, XP, blueprints, and non-special seeds. This process is irreversible. So yes, this does mean that if you went ahead and purchased the chili pepper seed, don't worry, you will not be losing that, and you can go ahead and reuse it again when you ascend. Now again, like I mentioned before, I'm probably going to be the guinea pig here for this video, and I'm gonna go ahead and ascend and see if I do indeed get 321 tokens. I kind of have fingers crossed right now that it does happen, because if it doesn't and I only end up getting 1, I'm gonna be extremely heartbroken. But let's see, man. Here we go. We are going to ascend, and yes, we did indeed get 321 tokens, and my poor little sad farm is now completely empty. No, wait, what? I was just given the option again to ascend. Okay, that was probably just a little bug. I clicked it and nothing happened, so disregard that. But yeah, man, I'm so sad. Look at this. It's completely empty now. But this does mean that we can go ahead and upgrade a bunch of different things over here. So if we click on the question mark for each and every individual one, it'll actually tell you what it does specifically. So for 10 ascension points, I can go ahead and upgrade my watering power. It gives a 100% boost to watering by machine. That's extremely important because machines in this game that water do stack. So if you remember the 2 rows that I had on this side, both of those rows would stack, which in return would mean that the plants that were located right over here were growing a lot faster, giving me money a lot quicker. Oh, this is so sad, dude. Okay, so let's switch our plants now. We can still do rhubarb for some reason, but I can't afford it, so technically I'm not able to do it. But let's see. So right now we're earning exactly 2 XP as well as $2 every single time that we sell a carrot. So let's go ahead and make some upgrades over here and see what happens. So extra earnings 3. This one gives us a 150% boost to all money earnings. I think I'm going to go ahead and grab this one. Tap power 3 gives a 500% boost to watering by hand. I don't know how useful that's going to be, especially since you don't really ever use that once you start setting up all these auto farms. So instead, I think I'm going to go ahead and do watering power, the first one, which is only 10. And then we're also going to do the second one. That now puts me at 211 ascension points. So with those 200, what I'm going to go ahead and do is grab watering power 3 as well as extra earnings 4. Meaning all we have left right now is really watering power 4 and extra earnings 5, because I'm going to go ahead and grab all of these kind of like cheap ones at the top right now. So we'll do this one as well, and we should be good. I didn't upgrade any of the tap power because honestly, I just don't feel like that's necessary right now. But let's see how much we get from one. Again, keep in mind, technically speaking, we should be rolling over to 16 XP and $16 before these upgrades. So what do we get now? Still 16 XP, but $22 instead. So that's a pretty decent upgrade right there. This means that I'll be able to hit $500 extremely quickly. So that way I can go ahead and plant down my first chili pepper. And after that point, man, it's going to be a walk in the park to go ahead and get back to the point that we were at before. All right, there we go. $542 with 146 XP. I'm going to go ahead and grab really quickly a pipe because that's going to go ahead and help us out a tremendous amount. Because like I mentioned before, all of these things do stack. So there we go. We grabbed ourselves a pipe. We're just going to probably buy a bunch of them, place it around our chili pepper while I am also clicking on it. So again, let's swap over chili peppers, $500. That leaves us with 42, which is just enough to go ahead and place down also a pipe. And there we go, dude. Look at that. We just sold our first chili, which actually didn't even take that long to water because of the fact that we got all of those upgrades to the actual watering systems using our ascension points. And I am already at $10,000. Obviously, keep in mind, not only do I have the ascension upgrades, I also do have the 2 times money. So that's going to be helping me out a large amount as well. But this is perfect, dude. I can literally just go ahead now, put some pipes all the way around this, and I am going to be making crazy money. I mean, come on, dude. Look at that. I'm already at 32,000 with 1,000 XP. So yeah, man, like I mentioned before, I just really wanted to go ahead and do this video to not only share the layout with you guys, but also to answer a lot of your questions, because I know that there was a little bit of confusion, but honestly, I was right there with you guys. So it's really no big deal, but hopefully you guys are enjoying the game as much as I am, man. Thank you guys so much for the support on yesterday's video. I really do appreciate it. The game has kind of been bouncing back and forth between about 550 players all the way to like 600 plus. I would love to see this game roll over to the 1,000 players because it most definitely deserves it. But again, if you guys want to see some more content on this, not only drop a like on this video, you obviously don't have to, but also go ahead and subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so you do not miss any of my videos, and let me know in the comments what exactly you guys want to go ahead and see. That's gonna go ahead and do it for this one, man. Like always, I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.